now we can start over here. And boom. All right, cool. There's so many screens. I have 3 screens up. I'm about to get a 4th too, which is crazy. Hello, everyone. Hello. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. Ozzy. You know what? Zachary, am I really live? Yes, I am. Of course I am. Here, watch. I'll put this up on the screen. See? That's how live I am. Is I can actually take your comment and put it on the screen. Yeah, so first of all, Rupert didn't take a dive off my shelf. Rupert's right here. Ozzy, I really I it's hard for me to say, obviously rest in peace, Ozzy, right? But I'm gonna say 2 things. One, he had a good run, dude. He had a good run. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did, pretty sure, all the drugs. Okay? Like, I'm pretty sure he did all of them. Okay? 76 is a pretty good run for Ozzy. Okay? I'm kind of surprised he made it this long. So let's start there. Okay? Second of all, he just had his final show, a week and a half ago? He just had his final show 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. So he got to have his 3 weeks ago. Okay. So he had his final show. He couldn't stand, right? He did his whole final show, sitting, right? But he made it. He had a good run. Okay. Rest in peace, Ozzy. I was already watching all the videos of Black Sabbath's last show. Okay. So rest in peace, Ozzy. All right. But it's not one of those situations where we're where it's where it's oh, he died so young. No, he was ready to go. He did his last final show on stage. He was done. That was it. He went off in a blaze of glory, the way that Ozzy should have gone. Final show, say goodbye to everyone, out the door. Someone said it's Trump's fault, obviously. Sorry, that's not funny. Yeah. Mama, I'm coming home. Yeah, so rest in peace, Ozzy. Rest in peace, Prince of Darkness. Good to see you go. If you haven't got to watch his final show, definitely do that. Everybody's asking how I'm feeling. I'll be completely honest with you. Today has not been a good day. Can you all double tap that screen? I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thing isn't even moving over there. Today's not been a good day. I woke up at 2 a.m, just praying to the porcelain gods for 4 hours until finally Ari drugged me to the emergency room, which we were at all morning. And then I had to call and then I had to get up. I had to come back and then pass out for it's not been a good day. I just finally, just within the last hour, like finally like was like, I got enough food in my system, I got enough strength where I'm like, okay, I can come up and go live. Guys, I don't miss this for much of anything. Okay? Are you not entertained? Y'all, I'm here for you. Okay? Rain or shine, sickness and in health, I'm here for y'all. Okay? I'm here for y'all. Okay? So I'm gonna be here. So, I mean, if you guys want me to leave, I can. Is that what you guys are asking for? You guys want me to leave? I'll be okay, y'all. I will not be. I will promise you this. It won't be a 3-hour live today. It will not be a 3-hour live today. If I pull off 2, I'll be pretty impressed. But I'm gonna.
It's insane.
I'm gonna try to get a little time in. Okay. But it will not be a 3-4 hour live. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is not gonna be one of those. It's not gonna be one of those. All right, y'all. Well, welcome in. Thank you guys so much for being here. Really appreciate you guys as always. Y'all, as you guys are coming in, if you guys are on the TikTok side, please tap that screen. Let's get this thing up to about 25,000 likes. If you guys are on the YouTube side, just hi. They don't put you to work on YouTube like they do on TikTok. TikTok, they put you to work. I did see someone in my TikTok chat say that my YouTube is just showing a black screen for them. It seems to be everybody seems to be seeing me just fine on YouTube. I'm having plenty of comments, so I think I should be all right. So I believe that my YouTube's doing all right. New lighting came in today. How's the lighting look today? Does the lighting look okay? Yeah, Wendy, it was you. Does the lighting look okay? Look crisp, huh? All right, awesome. Well, welcome in. For you guys that are new here, we do have conversations here. The whole point of these lives is to not be in an echo chamber. I talk to Trump supporters. Friendlies, I love you. I do try to do a subscriber only, a members only live about once a month to twice a month, depending, where I talk to all my friendlies. Most of the time when I talk to my friendlies, y'all don't even want to come up. All right. But I come here, I talk to people that disagree with me. Trump supporters. That's who I talk to. Okay. Because that's what this is really about. Right. We don't sit here and just sit in echo chambers, right? That's what happens when I go to all the MAGA lives. Like, I try to go to MAGA lives and all sorts of stuff. It's just 8 of them on a panel, all talking to each other about the same thing they all saw on Fox News. That's a waste of time. Okay. That is a waste of time. Here, we talk to only people that we disagree with. That's what we do. So, pretty soon, we're going to open up the phone lines. We're going to open up the multi-guest. If you're a Trump supporter, there's 2 ways you can get a hold of me. If you're on TikTok, you can hit the multi-guest button and request and come up and talk to me. If you're on YouTube, you can come. You can call the number that's above my head, and you can have a conversation that way. I've been trying to take both. Right? I've been trying to take both. I've been trying to, take some TikTok people, some YouTube people, kind of go back and forth, stuff like that. So, but I will tell you guys, there's only one friendly that's allowed to come up. Okay, one. That's Dave the Train Guy. Dave, if you're here, say hi. Dave the Train Guy will come up somewhere in like an hour into my live, hour and a half into my live. He'll give you your daily train fact. And while he does that, I'm going to go to the bathroom because that's my bathroom break. Okay. So that's what's going to happen. Somewhere in the middle of the live, Dave the Train Guy will come up and give you a train fact of the day. But that's it. The rest of you guys, don't make me be rude, because then I have to be like, go away, and I have to hang up on you, and I don't want to do that. I want to be a nice guy. I want to be a nice guy. Nice is so much better. So don't make me mean to y'all. All right, we do have one on TikTok real quick. We'll see if we bring up this Trump supporter real quick. We'll see what this is all about. Hello, how are you today?
I'm good. What about you, man?
Doing good. How old are you?
My TikTok age is 24, almost 25.
Your
It's
TikTok age
insane.
Yeah.
as opposed to your regular age?
So I signed up my account as a 24-year-old about to be 25.
Yeah, nah, we're not doing that. we're not we're not doing that at all. Dude was like, I'll tell you what my account says. I won't tell you my real age, but I'll tell you what my account says. Bruh. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see if we can get somebody real up here. We'll open up the phone lines since the first attempt at a TikTok guest didn't work. We'll open up the phone lines. Bro, my TikTok age. That's wild. That's a new one. That's a new one. That's a new one. I'm gonna start telling people my TikTok age. My TikTok age is 24. Sounds like a nice age. Hello, how are you? Hello? Nope, nothing. See? People are always yelling at me. They're like, you need to take more TikTok guests. And then I try to take TikTok guests, and this is what happens. Gabrielle, thank you so much for the paid subscription on TikTok. I appreciate that. Dude seems baby food. Well, then why don't you come up here and talk to me? Whiskey? All right, again, y'all, we're just starting this thing up. So if you guys voted for Trump and you guys are a Trump supporter, go ahead and either do one of two things. Hit that multi-guest request button or call the number above my head. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you? Goodbye. Have a good day. That was weird. Oh, I can already tell this is going to be a weird start to the day. I don't know why. Exactly, Ari. My TikTok age is forever 21. For sure, for sure. Just my TikTok age, though. Not my real age. Just my TikTok age. Just my TikTok age. Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
Awesome. How old are you?
18.
What year are you born?
2008.
I'm telling you, you guys, I know people tell me that Common Core math works. But like, there's no way it works. The amount of people that call up here telling me they're 18 and can't do 2025 minus 18 is wild. Hello, how are you? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Who is this?
All right. How do you call in? By calling the number above my head. It's really actually strange. I'm like 13 minutes in. Usually my phone line is blowing the hell up by now. It is very strange that it's this light. That's okay. I'm sure we'll pick up. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm good.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 34.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I did.
All right. Well, stand by. First of all, Colin, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. People talk shit saying you were bald under your hat. Just rude, folks. Who was talking shit? Who was saying I was bald? Yo, call them out, Colin. Who was talking shit? All right. Who was talking shit? Anyway, sir, you said you used to support Trump?
Yeah, I used to.
Okay, why don't you anymore?
Mainly, I don't know. He's just the Epstein shit. He really dropped the ball on that.
He dropped the ball on it?
He dropped the ball on that.
How do you drop the ball on it?
Fucking not, putting anything out. I'm a pretty conservative guy. I really wanted, people in the, how am I say, like arresting Hillary Clinton, just, stuff he promised from before.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You supported Donald Trump because you thought that Donald Trump, the guy who called Jeffrey Epstein one of his best friends, said they had a lot of things in common, like liking beautiful women, said that Epstein liked him young, was on Epstein's flight log. You supported him because you thought he was going to release the list.
No, so in 2015, I'm talking 2015 when I originally supported him. Stuff in that nature, I suppose. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm coming around where he's full of shit. Obviously, the way he's talking, the way he's defending, saying the list is bullshit. He's clearly on the list. I mean,
clearly,
yeah, clearly. Like I'm aware of that at this point. Like I had a suspicion that maybe he's not. But no, at this point, he's clearly on it. I think all the information in there is pretty important in regards to like people, our politicians being blackmailed. That's on both sides. I'm not a fan of any of the Republicans really right now. Like they're all full of shit. That they never come through on actual conservative principles. And I don't like the Democrats either because they're liberal. So yeah, he's full of shit, and it's pretty disheartening.
Yeah, it is pretty sad, but hey, that's what America wanted, so this is what we got. But anyways, man, I'm gonna move on to someone who still supports Trump, but I do appreciate you, man. Have a good day, all right?
Yep, you too.
All right, man. Later. All right, we're gonna keep this thing going. Really appreciate you. I still want to know who was saying I was bald. All right. I still want to know who was saying I was bald. Y'all tripping. Gio, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. It's always a great time whenever you're live. I learned so much just from sitting back and watching you while I play games. I never actually understood that. It took me a long time to understand that a lot of people just play video games while they're watching me, which is wild. I never did not know that was a thing. But a lot of people just sit around and play video games while they're listening to me, which I think is super cool. Hello, how are you?
Good. How about you?
Awesome. How old are you?
18.
Yeah, nice try. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. How old are you?
I'm 59.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is that?
How do you know that he's on Epstein's list?
There'd only be one way to know whether he was on Epstein's list, right?
No, I'm asking you. I've heard you say time and time again he's on Epstein's list. How do you know?
Because there's no other reason for him not to release them.
All right.
There is
Why
zero.
Did the Democrats? No. You do not know, do you? Yes or no?
Yes or no what?
You don't know, do you?
Yeah, he's on there. I'd bet everything that I ever had on that.
Okay, if he's on the list, why didn't the Democrats use it against him?
Why didn't the Democrats use it against him? I don't know.
Why did they not
problem.
use it against him?
Probably
That's
because the Democrats
fault.
aren't a bunch of fucking vindictive losers who try to use the politics to create criminal trials against someone. Also, there was still I'm talking. No, sir.
No, I'm talking.
No, I'm talking. I was in the middle of a sentence.
Here?
No, I'm speaking.
No.
Sir, how old did you say you were?
You're not giving facts.
Sir, how old did you say you were?
Facts. I'm 59.
All right. Are you going to act like it at any point during this conversation, or are you going to act like a petulant
Are you
child?
going to act like somebody that's an adult?
I was in the middle of a sentence. Let me finish my sentence, and then you can say whatever you want.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll let you go.
Sir, I'm only here to have adult conversation with adults. If you can't act like one, we'll move on to the next person. It's not a big deal to me. Okay.
You start acting like one as well.
Yeah. Are you looking in the mirror?
Let's start with your language. You're starting with this badass language, saying fuck. Don't do that.
Oh.
Keep the conversation going. Right.
Fuck.
See, you think you're something else.
Fuck.
So you ain't giving no credit.
Sir, don't come up on my live and tell me how to talk.
You're talking about
5, 4, 3, 2,
You haven't given
1.
any. You haven't
Sir,
given no
you're
facts.
not letting me talk at all. So how could I give anything?
Go ahead. Go
Sir,
ahead, please.
I don't care. Okay, why the list hasn't been released before. Now let's talk. We can talk about the fact that it was already an open investigation and that you can't release files on things while the investigation is open. Okay, and it was open the entire time of the Biden administration. Okay, but the fact is that Donald Trump said, and you guys voted for him because he said he was going to release the list. He said he was going to, open up all these floodgates, get rid of the deep state, right? All of these things, right? But now you're here now defending that Donald Trump is saying that. Look, Biden isn't the one that's called Jeffrey Epstein his best friend. Okay? Biden's not the one in pictures with Jeffrey Epstein. Biden's not the one on the flight logs. Biden's not the one that said he likes him young. Trump did. So why isn't Trump releasing him?
When did Trump say he liked them young?
In an interview with somebody like 10 years ago?
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
That's all fake news. That's
No,
already
it's
been
not.
proven. That was fake. Yes,
No,
it
it's
has
not.
been. That's already been debunked.
No.
That's been debunked. That it was not true.
No, it
You
has
don't know
not.
which one put it. Pull it up then.
Okay.
Let's pull it up. If it's
Okay.
true, then pull it up.
Okay.
See?
Yeah, I said okay, I'll
But
just do it.
that's the thing. See, you don't know. You're sitting there saying he is. Oh, he has. No, he don't.
Sir.
It's like that, like Obama saying he's a Russian. But that was a lie, wasn't it?
Yep, right here and on the screen. Investigating claim Trump once called Epstein terrific guy who likes women on the younger side in 2002.
He said Epstein was the guy that liked them on the
That's
younger
what
side.
I said, ding dong.
Okay. All right. You said Trump liked them on the
No,
young
I
side.
said Trump said
Yes, you
Epstein
did.
likes them on the young side. Keep
No,
up with the
you
conversation,
said Trump
sir.
liked them on the.
No,
you said
sir.
that Trump
All
liked
right,
them.
sir.
Yes,
you have a
did.
wonderful day if you can't literally have a conversation. Okay, like
No,
literally,
I'm
not.
keeping up with
I am
this thing.
not going to sit here and yell over you because you can't keep up with the conversation. Okay,
No,
I'm not going to
keeping
do
up,
it.
Tim. I'm paying
Okay.
attention to you.
No, you're
See?
not.
See, I'm
All right,
get
how
you
about
on
this?
one.
There's like 1,500 people in YouTube, about 750 people on TikTok. Did I say Trump likes them young, or did I say Trump says Epstein likes them young? One, if I said
And if
Trump.
you-
Two, if I said Epstein. Let's see what
I
the
got a
chat
question.
says. No, you be quiet now.
I got a question.
No, you don't
for
get to
now.
ask questions. Two.
Why are you getting
No,
so
sir.
mad? Are you
I'm not
butthurt?
mad at all, sir.
Are you-
I'm showing how
are you
wrong you are.
butthurt?
All right,
You
sir.
are
You have a
butthurt,
wonderful day,
aren't
okay?
you? Golly,
Hey,
bad.
sir.
You hate it, man.
Sir.
Yo,
I hope that
Yeah.
you get the therapy you need. I'm not going to sit here and listen to you yell anymore,
you
okay?
need therapy.
All right.
'cause
Have
you're
a good day. All right. I'm not going to sit here and yell it with you, okay? I'm not going to do it. All right? It's not difficult for me, sir. Plenty of people want to talk on this live, and I am not going to sit here and have a yelling match with you. Okay? Cool. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. A lot better than the last guy. How old are you?
Sorry, say that again.
How old are you?
40.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Oh yeah, I do support him.
Awesome. Why is that?
Because he represents us.
He represents us. How does he represent us?
Us pedophiles.
Oh, okay. We'll just keep moving on. Hello, how are you?
Hey,
Hi, how are you today?
how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing all right. Do you support Trump?
Yes, but I don't completely disagree with Democrats because we're all people, and they're both of the parties, the people on the major sides aren't the best people,
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. Why do you support Trump?
Just because of his religion rights and stuff.
His religion rights and stuff? Where'd you go? All right, I was talking to you. Guess we'll move on to the next person. Jonathan, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Said this is no surprise, really, MAGA. Yeah, absolutely. Crazy. Hello, how are you? Hello? All right, guess you're not there. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how are you today? How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
Is this a thing for Trump?
Yes, sir. How old are you?
Oh, 20.
20?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Huh?
Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, I just haven't really gotten a chance to see why he's wrong. You know.
I mean, you had
I
4
was
years for
wondering,
that.
like, huh?
I mean, you had 4 years for that.
That's true, but you know, I just wanted to know like a non-biased opinion. You know, like someone else's opinion.
I'm not non-biased.
Growing up in the house. You're not?
No, of course I'm biased.
No.
No.
Well, you're against Trump, right?
Everyone's biased.
Well, yeah, but
There's
you're
no such
against
thing
Trump,
as
right?
there's no such thing as non-biased.
Are you sure?
Yeah, everyone has a bias.
Oh.
Yeah, everyone has a bias. It's just really understanding what your bias is, and you know, and being able to work with that. You know, like I have a bias, right? I tend to my feelings tend to lean very left. You know what I'm saying? And so because of that, I have to make sure my bias stays in check to make sure that the things I'm believing, the things I'm saying are actually factual. All right. And aren't just reinforcing my own bias.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you explain to me why you're against Trump?
Yeah, because he's not good at being a president.
Could you elaborate?
Yeah, he just ripped healthcare away from between 10 and 17 million people, depending on the estimates. Ripped food assistance away from people. Did it to give billionaires tax cuts. He's literally isolated us from the majority of our allies. Created trade wars with most of the world. Is inhumanely freaking treating migrants by sending them to terrorist prisons, like deporting American citizens. He's just real not good at being president.
This is valid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you. This is all I need to know. God bless.
Absolutely, man. Have a good one. All right, we're going to move on to the next call. I really appreciate you guys. Guys, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you guys are new here. We do this every single day, but Thursday, I really appreciate you guys. And if you're on the TikTok side, hit the follow button too. I really appreciate that also. Thank you guys so much. If you'd like to support, I do have super chats open. I have my little microphone gift goal.
Yeah,
really
I
appreciate you guys.
Trump.
I'm not talking to you guys, sir.
Oh, my bad, sir.
Yeah, awesome. So I do have the microphone guest. I have the super chats. I'll put them up on the screen. We'll talk about them. It's really fun. Awesome. So how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 34.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do. I'm a black man, and I support Trump because he's the only one helping my community out. Because it's not fair for.
Hold on. He's the only one that what?
People.
Sorry, I didn't understand you. He's the only one that
He's
what?
the only one helping our black community out. No Democrats, nobody else. He helping the blacks out by sending the immigrants back. They taking up all the factory jobs. When you apply, you don't get no factory job. You go to a temp agency, they don't hire you. The next thing you know, somebody working in New York, Phoenix, Los Angeles under your name. So, and the FBI don't investigate that. You go to the temp agency, when you ever seen a black person at the reception desk passing out jobs?
Yeah.
And
So let's
2-3 years down the line,
let's just take a let's hit the brakes on that for a second. Okay. First of all, bringing back factory jobs would not be helping black people. That would just be helping Americans because there's more.
All my kind is
sir. I don't do this whole thing where every time I say 5 words, you cut me off and start talking. Okay.
Your phone breaking up, sir.
Okay, well,
That's
just
why
hold on and listen, okay?
Google number.
So bringing back manufactured jobs helps everyone, not just black people. Actually, it disproportionately would affect white people because most factories are more in rural white communities than they are black communities, so it wouldn't necessarily help. Second of all, manufacturing jobs have gone down in the country the last few months. So those factory jobs that you're talking about are actually decreasing under the Trump administration. But currently, the numbers of unemployed people in the United States and the number of open jobs in the United States is about even. So there are enough jobs for as many people as we have in the United States. So deporting immigrants doesn't help more people get jobs. Actually, what we saw when he did and when we've seen things like work requirements for Medicaid be put into place, we've actually seen unemployment rates rise.
All right, can I go?
Are you going to respond to what I just said?
Job. Yes, you never worked a warehouse job. You don't know about my black people. We be locked up at 15, 17, 21. We have a background. The only jobs we can work is labor jobs. We can't be a professor. We can't be a teacher because we got background. The police target our neighborhood, and when we go to these warehouse jobs, they tell us we can't get hired. Then y'all go on the news talking about, well, them people don't want to do them jobs. Yes, we do. It's 95% Latino. I was in a warehouse. It's fucking 300 Latinos and 5 black people. How is that possible? This is America.
Well, first of all, sir, I think it's very sad.
Excuses.
I think it's very sad that you're talking about black people in a monolith right now.
I'm
saying
black.
That,
I'm talking about my people.
So
I
am I.
Nobody else's race.
So am I.
I care about my race.
So am I. Okay?
We the ones shooting each other, killing each other. I ain't doing that
Sir, stop talking. Okay? I'm sad that you're talking about black people in a monolith as if every single black person, okay, is a criminal with felonies who has to work in a warehouse, okay? I'm also black. I have a graduate degree, okay? And I grew up very poor, okay? And I'm not even trying to say that I'm like the norm or anything like that. What I'm saying is that you saying that, deporting, like it has to be either immigrants or black people with felonies is just really fucking disgusting, right? Like getting rid of immigrants does not help black people get jobs. What would help black people get jobs is if we, stop disproportionately jailing them and stop giving them felony charges while they're so young, which would again would stop that, stop it from becoming from that issue ever becoming a thing, which is why things like Kamala Harris did, where she was the First Step Act. No, not the First Step Act. Forgot the name of the act that she did in California, which actually significant.
I'm a Republican. Trump passed the First Step Act from Obama.
Yes, he did. That's why I said it was the wrong act. I was correcting myself in the middle of the sentence.
The Democrats did nothing but hold a black man down. They put up longer jail time. You can't get paroled out after you do a murder or something. You go to California, you get paroled out. Chicago, you don't. You know, there's a lot of stuff that hinder a black man. And I'm talking about my people because we the one killing each other.
Sir, I am also a black man. Please stop referring to me like you're not talking to another black man. Okay?
Yeah, I said you wasn't?
Yeah, you're saying I'm talking for black men as if you're not talking to a black man.
Because you're not talking for black men. You're talking about.
You're not either, sir. You're talking for your specific. Sir, you're not. Where'd you go? You're not talking for black men either. Okay? Like literally this whole entire idea that you're talking about, where it's like, oh, when literally Kamala Harris does prison reform that reduces recidivism rates for 18 to 25-year-old black men in the state of California, which you're saying is the problem, okay? You're saying that's the problem, and then you had somebody that literally, legislated things like that actually helped black people in California. Like, it's sad, man, that you're sitting over here simping for Trump, bro. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the next test. I think he just lost reception because he said he was like cutting in and out or something. Hello, how are you?
Yo, fuck you, nigga. You a bitch.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
30.
I'm sorry, how old?
30.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. 1 second real quick. Let me hit the super chat real quick. Storm Seeker, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. It says, I don't necessarily support Trump. Bro, you don't got to paint us and them mentality? mentality. Politics are all the same, but all one big party we're not in. You don't got to paint an us and them. I think you mean an us versus them. I think that's what you're trying to say. And sir, I'm not painting an us versus them. I'm just stating the facts and showing that it becomes an us versus them when people don't live in reality and work in facts. Okay? If that's what you're taking it from it, then that's what Donald Trump has created in that division, which is why this live is called Divided States of America. The fact that you think that I'm painting an us versus them just by stating just individual facts is really the problem. But thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. All right, caller. So why do you support Trump?
Yeah. So
hold on. How old did you say you were?
30.
Like 30?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
As you can tell, I have an accent. I'm an immigrant, a legal immigrant, and there's an absolute difference. And because I am an immigrant, I have been a little bit more objective, I think, in terms of politics in America. I have supported him since 2015. I actually was a Bernie Sanders supporter. But after what happened with Mrs. Clinton and paying attention, I realized that there must be something wrong if people keep, the media keeps lying about somebody. What I would do was to listen to his actual rallies, to listen to his speeches, and I found absolutely nothing that they were saying in the media. It was just too many.
Sir, what media was lying about Trump?
CNN, MSNBC,
All right, what
ABC,
lies were they
CBS,
telling?
Fox, I mean, every single
What
one.
lies were they telling them?
First of all, there were numerous ones, but the one that I always give people an example of was when he was in, I believe it was Japan, and he was doing that fish thing. He was throwing out the fish. He was kind of mimicking the Japanese Prime Minister, and he did it. What they did was clip the video to show him dumping out the whole thing in the water. But when you looked at the actual video, you saw that the Japanese PM had actually done it, and he followed. So
first of all, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I can show 100 different examples of the Trump administration specifically doing the exact same thing. So that's not really a reason to support.
Exact same thing.
Oh, sure, I can show you one where there was actually paratroopers, and Donald Trump or Joe Biden was walking away from Joe Biden and walking towards the paratrooper, and the right literally photoshopped the paratrooper out, and then they posted it saying that Biden was wandering off and didn't know where he was at. There's one. I can give you I can do a second one with Kamala Harris where she was at a rally and somebody yelled "Go Trump," and she said, "We don't do that there." And the right cut that audio out and made it a religious thing to make it look like Kamala Harris was talking about religion. So saying that you don't like you don't like somebody because, but hold on, ma'am, the media is not why you should like someone. Okay, because the media's job,
at the beginning,
ma'am.
If you would allow me to talk, I will explain.
I will allow you to talk when I'm done talking.
Okay.
You seem to want to talk while I'm talking.
You can't jump to conclusions about what I'm saying.
I haven't jumped to any conclusion, ma'am. I'm literally responding to what you said.
So
no, not so anything. I was in the middle of a sentence, and now I'm going to finish it, and then you can speak afterwards. Okay?
Go ahead.
The media is going to do whatever the media wants to do in order to get views and get clicks and do all the things that they want to do. Supporting or not supporting a presidential candidate because of the media is not the smart way to do. You should support someone based off their platforms and their policies.
Okay. First of all, the media is held at a higher standard than some social media person. I don't take those things at face value. They're mean. I take what the media said, and I ought to face value, and they should be truthful. That is not why I support him entirely, obviously. That was the initial thing that made me started giving him some attention, watching his rally, listening to his policy. As an immigrant and somebody who is obviously from a different country, I do not think it is wise to have millions of people coming into your country unvetted. That is absolutely stupid.
I agree. It is absolutely stupid, but it wasn't happening Okay,
It
so
was
that's the
absolutely
problem.
happening.
But when you
And
talk
you
about
can't
the
tell me
mainstream,
otherwise because, as I said, I'm an immigrant, so I actually know people who came here that way.
yeah, I'm
So
not an
stop it.
immigrant and I know tons of people who came here that way. Okay, that doesn't change the
Therefore,
fact.
it's
Okay, but
not
regardless of any
misinformation.
of
It's
that, ma'am,
absolutely true.
what you should look into is the overturning of the fairness doctrine, and then you'll see that news organizations don't actually need to be truthful. That was actually overturned in like the 1989. Okay, which is why media organizations don't have to be that way whatsoever. The estimated amount of undocumented migrants that came in unvetted under the Biden administration was about 1.7 million, which is not too
It
far
was
up
not
from.
1.7 million.
Ma'am, I'm
It's
not asking your
millions. There
opinion.
were thousands, and I'm not asking you either. You're
Okay,
not the
well, you're the
arbiter
one
of
who cut
truth
me
here.
off in the middle of my sentence, ma'am. So it was about 1.7 million, and under the Trump administration, it was just under a million. Okay, what the number that you're talking about is border encounters. That's the amount of people who were encountered by Border Patrol at the southern border. Okay, but just because you're encountered at the southern border does not mean that you were let in, and it sure as hell doesn't mean you were let in unvetted.
That's your opinion.
That's not
Based
opinion.
on
That's
my
from
research,
Customs and Border
I have
Protection.
an entirely different opinion. Not only my
No, you don't get to have an
research in
opinion on
terms of
that.
reading, it was based on my own knowledge as an immigrant.
Yeah, I'm not asking
knowing
for your
what was
opinion.
happening.
Those are
So
the facts from
no, that
Customs
is
and Border
absolutely
Patrol.
your opinion.
This
There's
is
no
literally,
fact in that.
this is
Millions,
Trump's, sir, ma'am,
millions, tens of thousands
this
a
is
month.
Trump's,
Millions.
this is Trump's Customs and Border Patrol reporting these numbers. These are literally the numbers
Trump was
from
in
the
power.
president that
Biden
you
was in
support.
power.
That exactly. And the Trump administration owns all of those government agencies right now, and they are currently reporting that number at
This is not a
1.7
new
million.
report. No.
Yes.
It's not a new report. 1.7 million. No, since he's been in power, it
Yes.
just dropped.
Yeah.
Since he's been in power, it
Council
just
for
dropped.
Immigration Studies
Because
actually
Biden was
confirms those
opening up
numbers.
everything. He was flying people across to every state. He was doing all this nonsense.
And
It's
he
your
wasn't
country.
flying
You
people
were born
across to
here. I
all
wasn't.
sorts of
So if you want to
states. That
destroy
was
your
just,
country, that's just weird.
ma'am, I have no problem supporting like stronger immigration reforms. Okay. But again, ma'am, before we can even talk about starting immigration reforms, we have to start from a place of facts. And you're not starting from a place
Yeah,
of
you
facts.
do.
Now, if you want to
You
say
are
that,
not.
okay, well, you can just yell and holler and, and be a child if you want to. Okay. But that doesn't change anything. If you want to say that
It changed the
1.7,
fact that
ma'am,
you are lying.
ma'am,
The
ma'am,
information
you are
is not
30 years
correct.
old. How about you act like it?
I am.
No, you're
Why don't
hollering
you,
while I'm talking.
bitch?
Okay. So if you want, all right. Well, she left, I guess. And here's the sad part, ma'am. And really, I'm really sorry that you just crashed out and ran away. It really is sad. Okay. But the fact is that you could just say that 1.7 million was too many, and then I'll agree with you. Okay. It's not that hard. But you guys have to make these crazy accusation numbers, and you think in order to make your point. It's wild. Just hollering. Please don't interrupt callers. Okay. And Storm's here. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. You're no better than MAGA supporters. You're actively encouraging division. Here's your money. Hope it covers the food stamps. Food stamps are free. So I don't know how $5 would help cover food stamps.
It's insane.
It just kind of shows that you don't know anything about the live or how food stamps work. Also, they're not food stamps anymore. They're SNAP benefits. And actually, SNAP benefits are being ripped away from millions of people in the United States. Okay. So thank you for showing your ignorance and for the $10 in super chats that you did. That's crazy to pay me to show me that you don't know anything. But thank you. I appreciate that. And Justin, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. It says, I'm not a Republican or Democrat. I don't know why just because I don't support Democrats, people think I'm automatically a Republican. I don't. I don't have that assumption. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. So I don't know why you would think people have that assumption. But yeah. But thank you, Justin, for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. And Delissa, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. It said, dump truck. I love the poorly educated. MAGA brain on full display. The inability to understand facts and reality. I'm here for the ignorant crash out entertainment. Well, you kind of got one on that one, Delissa. That's for sure. All right, phone lines are back up. And Delissa, Justin, and even Stormseeker, who for some reason wants to I don't know, pay me to be wrong. I really appreciate the support. Thank you guys so much. And thank you for the microphones I got during that last live. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Y'all make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe button, that follow button. I appreciate you guys. Hello, how are you?
Hello. Good. I'm doing good.
Awesome. How old are you?
18.
I don't believe you. Hello, how are you?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah. I was going to tell you why I support Trump.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 36.
Awesome. Why is that?
I support Trump because he helping America get money. We've been disrespected by other countries with the import taxes on our goods, and he's standing up for America.
Yeah.
Too much stuff costs differently in different countries. You might get a pack of loaf of bread for 50 cents in Italy or something. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Well, I've lived in Italy.
America,
you definitely don't.
More.
I live in Italy. You definitely don't get a pack of bread for 50 cents. Also, would be euros, not cents.
I'm being an example. Certain places you get certain stuff for cheaper than what we buy for. That's what I'm saying. We the only one get treated by every other country, save them, and they don't give their fair share. They don't pay no type of income to us. We always give, and never receive.
They still don't pay any income to us, sir.
Oh, yes, they do. We just did tariff. They paying income, sir.
Yeah, who pays a tariff?
That's what tariff is. You said who pays the tariff?
Mm-hmm.
Canada, all around, whoever agreed to the tariffs, China.
No, that would be incorrect.
To it.
U.S.
They did agree to a deal for like 3 months. Look it up.
Yeah, U.S. importers pay tariffs.
Well, basically, I'm saying I dollar used to buy four bags of chips. Now I only buy 1 or 2 bags. Stuff going up, and we not making enough.
Sir, what are you yapping about? Goodness gracious. U.S. importers pay tariffs. So if you put a tariff on a country, you're saying that if we import stuff from that country, we have to pay more money, right? China, Canada, all these countries with tariffs don't pay tariffs. We pay the tariffs.
They pay it now, sir. They just did a deal.
No, they don't pay tariffs, sir. No other country pays tariffs. We pay tariffs.
Who?
The United States citizens pay tariffs.
Other countries do pay tariffs, sir.
Maybe to their own countries.
I'm not agreeing with you on that.
You don't have to agree with me, sir. It's just simply knowing what a tariff is.
Pull out the number. Show me a graph. I'm looking at your website.
Show you at a graph of what a tariff is?
Yeah. No, show me what they pay in other countries. You can't show me that. You just
what we're paying other countries? What does that even mean?
You're not listening to me.
You're not making sense.
Show me a graph that's saying other countries don't pay tariff. Because you lying.
That's just knowing what the definition of a tariff is.
Show me a graph. Show me proof.
There's no graph for the definition of a tariff.
Trump had a graph when he pulled up the state of emergency. He pulled out a graph and showed how much other countries charge enough for tariffs. So you don't got one?
A tariff is a tax imposed by a government on goods imported from another country. So when you
import stuff from China and they charge 20%.
When we import something from China, we pay a tax.
Right, and what China do, they don't. So now we charging them. So what you got to argue about?
Sir, we're not.
Have you went to college or something? Because you acting very uneducated.
Yes, I did go to college, and I didn't need to go to college to be able to literally understand a singular
I can tell you
sentence.
Everything about running a business. I actually run a business.
Sir, I hope not.
I hope you not. You
I didn't say I was.
You're not showing no proof. You hanging up on people when you're wrong. You're not showing any proof. You don't like a debate. You like to be right. Hello? Hello?
What?
I said you don't like a debate. You like to be right. That's why I support Trump. He's standing up for America. Anyone there?
I just figure I let you get it off your chest. You obviously don't want to listen to anything.
I'm trying to listen to you talk. We having a conversation going back and forth.
We're not having a conversation going back and forth. You're just yapping.
I'm telling you, show me facts. You yapping when you're not showing facts. I can show you a clip on YouTube that
There you
Trump addressed this as a state of emergency. When he showed the graph of all the countries that charging us on our imported goods. And you're not showing me
that graph
other
was
countries.
like a weird thing that
So
had
it's
to
a
do
lie.
with trade deficits. It had nothing to do with even who's paying
That's
us
what I'm talking
money.
about. Trade deficit, tariffs, everything.
Sir, what's a trade
included what I'm
deficit?
talking about. The trade deficit we got.
What is a trade deficit?
I think we like, what, how much trillions are we in debt?
Sir, what is a trade deficit?
You're not even asking my question. Show me proof of what you're
No,
talking about.
I already put it on the screen for everyone, and I read it to
All right, let me
you.
see. Open, check it out, sir.
I don't
Check it
care.
out.
What is a trade deficit? I'm not going to ask again. I'll just hang up the phone. It's not that serious.
I don't see nothing.
I don't care. Last time, what is a trade deficit?
I don't see nothing. I'm right here.
All right, sir. Well,
don't
you
see
have a
nothing on the
wonderful
screen,
day,
sir.
okay?
Who crashing out?
That was interesting. Dude sounded like a guy I've talked to before. I'm not really sure who it is. Paulie says, be a better host and listen to your callers. I just listened to that caller. Was that better for you now, Paulie? Are you more educated now that I listened to that guy? No, you're not, are you?
Oh, you're fuck you, black nigger.
No, you're not at all, are you? Do you feel better now that I listened to that guy? Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Yeah, Bruce, I don't know. It changes every single time. Like, I never know whether they're going to tell me it's like 10 million or I've heard up to 50 million immigrants. It changes every single time. I never really know. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Bruce. I appreciate you. Hello? Hi, how are you?
Hello? Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
24.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Not necessarily, no. I just I donated earlier to you, and I'm not with you or against you. I just want to put it out there.
Are you Justin?
No, sir.
Are you Storm Seeker?
No, I was the one that donated about just interrupting other people. And I'm not here to bust your balls or anything.
Hoon?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this
yes,
one?
sir.
Okay.
I just I'm not against you or with you. I'm just saying it's a little bit frustrating to hear somebody else get interrupted and then you immediately afterwards go and interrupt them and then say that you didn't get to finish your sentence.
You see, sir, you see how I'm not interrupting you right now?
Yes, sir. Yeah. No,
do you know,
perfect.
Do you see how I didn't interrupt that last guy?
No, yeah, that was perfect as well.
See, it
That was
all
perfect as
depends
well.
on the guest that I'm talking to, sir. See, what is not good entertainment and not what anybody wants to watch for the almost 2,500 people between both lives is just someone that comes up here and talks straight for 10 minutes. Okay? It's important to have conversations, so sometimes I have to stop people in the middle of their conversations once they've made a couple points in order to keep the conversation moving. Okay? And once we're on that point and we can go back and forth, then I have conversations with them. All right. But we have to be able to get into a point and then a conversation before that starts. All right. See, I want to be able to have good back and forth, but if somebody comes up here and just puts out 40 points all at the same time and just, pretty much recites whatever they saw on Fox News earlier that morning, then it doesn't help. We're not learning anything. We're not getting to any type of point. Okay. So it's all just to keep the thing moving, going forward, to have a good conversation. That's all. I'm not trying to be rude or to interrupt anyone or do anything like that. It's just keeping the conversation moving.
Yes, sir. No, I agree with you completely, but maybe just let them finish their point before cutting them off in the middle of one to go back on a point that you're trying to make.
Yeah, I usually let them get about 2 or 3, honestly, before I cut them off, to be completely honest with you. But I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next person because I just like to talk about entertaining.
Thanks for taking mine.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking mine, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Guys, I got this, okay? I know what keeps the show moving forward, all right? I've been doing this for a long time, okay? I know what keeps the show running, okay? I appreciate your guys' help, but I got this. One bar. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, man? I just wanted to say I appreciate what you're doing. And people need to speak their word, speak their mind, and everybody, has a different opinion. But if you don't speak it, then there is no reason. I hope you have a good one.
All right, you too, man. Bye. All right, we're gonna keep this thing going. One bar. Thank you so much. Says stay in school, kids, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Y'all, if you guys would like to support the live, I do have the super chats open. I put them up on the screen. We have a conversation about them. I think I'm gonna take one more YouTube guest. I think I'm gonna try to take a TikTok guest if there's anybody over there. So we'll see if we can do this.
What's going on?
Hello, how are you?
Very well, thank you. So, what would you like to talk about today?
Well, first of all, how old are you?
30.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
50-50. I'm leaning towards it's still the right decision in the choice between Trump and Kamala, but not a diehard either way.
Okay.
But that is very much the.
Hello?
That I think. Can you hear me?
Well, you're kind of breaking up.
I apologize. Well, the whole point of this is that it's the crux of the situation is that you have to choose between two evils. And I would stand by the argument that Trump is definitely the lesser evil.
Sure, let's run that out easy. So Donald Trump is a 34 times felon and adjudicated sexual assaulter who's defrauded children's cancer charities and has defrauded multiple businesses, has been sued over 4,000 times, has a 50-year history of racism, including going all the way back to the 70s when he was sued by the Nixon administration for unfair housing practices, for not renting to black people, all the way up until having dinner at Mar-a-Lago with Nick Fuentes and David Duke, known white supremacists. Sure. He tried to commit an insurrection on the U.S. government. And so he's done all of those things, including sexualizing 10-year-olds, sexualizing his daughter, bragging about going backstage to look at underage girls there naked. All right. So that's all the evil on Donald Trump. Can you please tell me what evil Kamala Harris did that was worse than that?
Okay. Well, I mean, we're kind of stretching here, but all right. When you talk about Kamala, you also have to talk about the supporting community of who Kamala is and was and is going to be surrounded with. And I mean, if you talk about Biden, many of those arguments that you made about Trump would be equally paralleled about racism and all of that. I mean,
Biden would not have been on Kamala Harris's staff, so that's ridiculous. But if we want to talk about staff, we can talk about Stephen Miller, who. I'm sorry, we're not talking about Kamala Harris being. We're talking about Kamala Harris being the president. You said the people that she would have surrounded herself with, and Biden wouldn't have been that. Second of all, sir, please, sir, you talking about, if I just said that Donald Trump is an adjudicated sexual assaulter, okay, and a 34 times felon, and you have to tell me how somebody that's not even going to be in Kamala Harris's cabinet is somehow not even as bad as one of those things, then I think you kind of already lost the argument. I asked you how Kamala Harris is more evil than Donald Trump. I just named all the things that Donald Trump has done.
Let's talk about how she was laughing about the marijuana prosecutions, that she would throw people in jail after admitting that she would do it. I mean, both people are hypocrites. You can't tell me that that's wrong.
So you
but at
think,
the end of the day,
hold on. So you think laughing about freaking people going about smoking weed is equivalent in your mind to saying I have sex in common with my daughter and telling a 10-year-old that he would be dating her in 10 years.
It's insane.
I think that's a figure of speech that's taken wildly out of context.
Okay, how about the fact that he was unanimously adjudicated for sexually assaulting someone?
Okay, let's put character to the side for a moment.
No, we're not putting character to the side, because when we talk about whether one person is more evil than another person, what we're talking about is character. That is exactly what we're talking about. No, it's not what always. Evil is literally a judgment of character.
And that character manifests itself as policy, right?
No.
Right. Yes. Of course it does.
No, it's not.
If you have a bad character, you'll have bad policy.
Not necessarily.
Okay. So then you've just made the argument that Donald Trump can have bad character and still be a good economic president.
Right. He's not, but he could be.
But at the end of before COVID, he had the highest record in measurable results of any president in our lifetime.
And what did he do to do that?
We had the least amount of wars. We had the least amount of problems.
Hold on. We had the
And-
least amount of wars. Show me
Yes,
that measurable
he
stat.
Took us out. What?
Show me that measurable stat.
It would be a
Because
little
last
hard
time I
to,
checked,
drive
America was fighting in wars in all sorts of different countries, and we weren't fighting in any more or any less when Donald Trump was president. We were fighting in less by the time Biden was done.
So you're telling me that there were less wars and conflicts and there were less troops deployed under Biden's watch than Trump's watch. That's what you're trying to tell me.
Yes.
Then you're factually incorrect.
Okay, then freaking show me where I'm wrong.
Okay. I mean, that's a long argument for somebody driving in a car. But all right, who? All right, let me ask you this: what president bombed the most amount of people or dropped the most amount of bombs in U.S. history? Let's start with that one.
Well, I know drone strikes. It was Trump.
No, it was Obama by far.
No, it
You're
was
not counting
Trump
him
by
in
far.
argument.
Trump actually had more drone strikes than Obama did in 8 years in 4 years.
That's literally impossible. If you look at the statistics of what Obama did to Yemen, poor little kids were writing books about how they love dark and dreary days outside because those are the days that Obama's drones wouldn't come and bomb them.
Chicago Sun-Times, and I'll put it up on the screen
and then
for
what did
everyone else.
Biden-
Under Donald Trump, drone strikes far exceeds Obama's numbers. Dated
In what
May
countries?
18th, 2019. In all countries combined, number of drone strikes.
Okay, and in what country specifically were those drone strikes?
Sir, they were all over the Middle East, okay? And I'm pretty
And
sure
what
in some other
country
countries also.
specifically? What-
Sir, you just said that I was wrong, that Trump didn't have more drone strikes than Obama. We did. I just
Oh, you
quoted
didn't
the
say drone
source.
strikes. I said bomb dropping.
And
not drone
I put it up on the screen.
You said drone strikes. I'm talking about bombings. That's a very different
Sir,
mark.
sir, I don't even know what we're talking about right now.
Okay,
Okay.
let's talk about Israel. You want to talk about Israel?
No, I'd rather figure out what the hell you're talking about right now instead of just pivoting from thing to thing to thing to thing. Because it seems to be like all you're doing is just pivoting from thing to thing to thing to thing. You're saying that freaking, oh, he had great economic numbers. Okay, what did he do to do that? Oh, just completely pivoting off of that? All right, let's go to how many troops were deployed. Okay, well, don't need to talk about that anymore. Oh, I guess we'll talk about bombings. Okay, what are we talking about with that? Like, what are you talking about, dude? Can you stay on a topic for more than 2 seconds?
Okay, so how many bombs has Trump dropped? Because I'm looking at a figure that says 26,171 were dropped by Obama. So let's get down to brass tacks. Give me a number.
I don't know. I assume that Obama had more. He was
Okay.
in for 8 years. Trump was in for 4.
So now he's in for another 4. So give me the number.
No, he's
right
been
now,
in
and
for
we'll
6
do it
months.
by ratio. Okay, I'm saying he will be in for another 3.5 years. So we can do a ratio calculation.
All right, why don't you just go ahead and do it, and then tell me what exactly
So
point
give
you're
me-
trying to
give
prove
me-
by saying it.
Give me Trump's number. I gave you Obama's 26.
No, you just give me all the numbers and make your point, because I'm tired of playing this game
I'm
with you.
driving. I can't do all of your homework for you. I made the
all right,
argument
well,
that
then I guess you don't have much of a
dropped
point to
less
make.
bombs than Obama, and you have not proven me wrong.
You're right,
You've
I
not given
haven't,
me a
and I'm
number
not going to, because I don't know what the point of this is.
That Obama has dropped more bombs than Trump, and he's more of an imperial president than any other one
Okay,
in modern history.
sure.
Is that not something to vote against, even if somebody has bad
We
character?
weren't voting for
If
Obama.
they say they grab somebody by the pussy? I
We
mean,
weren't voting
does
for
that make
Obama.
somebody an evil-
Not one time did
What's
Donald
that?
Trump run against Obama.
I understand, but Obama is essentially running the Democratic Party.
Nope,
right now.
not
We
essentially.
agree
He is
on
not. Yeah, when we're not talking, that's why I don't know what the heck we're talking about. Okay,
Well,
because you're
here's the-
saying that Obama, who never ran against Trump, is somehow worse than Trump when that was never the decision.
That was Biden's president, who is a continuation of Biden.
No, he's
himself
not.
running as president. How is that not a continuation?
Gotcha.
If
So
I'm
if
vice
that's the
president
case,
of a
then
company
if
and
that's
then
the case,
president leaves,
then
and the
freaking
president
what?
stays
Trump is
as like a
dude. That's
consultant,
stupid. That's stupid. That's a stretch at best.
I don't think so. I think that so you would say that Pelosi has no pull in the Democratic Party.
No
same way
pull. Of course,
Obama
she has
no
some pull. She's
Okay,
in the
so
freaking
Obama
House of
has
Representatives.
exponentially more pull than Pelosi, right?
Pelosi has more pull than freaking the vice president does.
Kamala, the previous one.
Any vice president.
Okay, that's debatable. Sure, I'll go
That's
with
not
that.
debatable.
But
What power does the vice president have?
He has the ear of the president every day.
Yeah, so does the press
Quite a lot of
secretary.
folks.
What power does the vice president have?
Okay, now you're changing the subject.
No, I'm
Let's
not.
get down.
Having the ear is not power. The national security
it's a
advisor
lot of
has
power.
the ear. The freaking chief of staff has the ear. The secretary of state has the ear. Okay, they all are freaking advisors to the president. Having the ear is not a power. What's the power?
Okay, you know what? Here, you're a smart guy. I'm getting close to my destination. Let me summarize my issue. I understand where
Real
you
quick,
are.
while you do that, I'm going to go ahead and put this little chart up on the screen to show that there was less military deployed under Biden than there was under Trump. But go ahead.
Now, I'm not talking about military deployment. I'm talking about bombings. You're
No,
changing
you had
the-
brought up
the
military
context.
deployments. You pivoted off of that. You said specifically.
No.
So
Okay.
you're telling me. You said specifically. So you're telling me that there was less troops deployed under Biden than there was under Trump. I said yes. You said I was unequivocally wrong.
No, we were talking about bombings.
No,
at that
we
time.
were not.
Then it's possible I misspoke. Like I said, I'm driving. But
Or you were
my
just wrong.
contention. Okay, but my contention is that there were more bombs dropped under Biden than Trump, and I'll remain under the fact that you said that was wrong, that you are wrong.
You
And
didn't
if
say
you'd like
Biden.
to
You
pull
said
up the amount of
Obama.
bombs-
You didn't even say Biden. You said Obama. You can't even stay on your own argument, dude.
Okay, but you have not agreed that.
I don't know what to agree with. You can't even make a logical argument.
I've made an illogical argument. Here's my final argument.
You can't.
At the end
You
of the
can't
day-
even. You can't even keep track of your own argument.
Don't get prideful. Let's stay on the topic.
I'm not getting prideful.
So-
I'm just calling you out because I can't possibly respond to what you're saying if you can't even
Okay.
stay on track with what you're saying.
I think you are making yourself a little vague because I've clearly described the word bombing multiple times, and that's what we were discussing. I might have said military deployment once, but I said bombing maybe 8 or 9 times by now. So here's the main crux of the argument between Trump and Biden. I mean, between Trump and whoever on the Democratic Party. It really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, do you not agree that with increasing taxation in the economy, that we're going to drive out billionaires and we're going to end up with a whole lot of nothing? At the end of the day,
That was a hell of a pivot.
It is a hell of a pivot because at the end of the day, everything comes down to money. Money is what runs the world. Now, Democrats have a great theory and principle that you could raise taxes and be able to have universal health care and all that. It's a fantastic theory, but that's exactly what it is. It's a theory. It's something taught in college rooms and freaking Marxist courses and all that the rich can
Marxist
subsidize the poor.
courses.
But never in history has that happened, and never in history can it really happen.
Did you
And
say
the fact
raising
is
taxes
that-
would help our economy has never really happened?
When did I say that?
I'm sorry. I was trying to keep track of what you just said.
No, I said raising taxes would destroy our economy.
Of course it wouldn't. One of the
Especially on the
strongest
wealthy.
economies we've had in the United States ever. We had a corporate tax rate of almost 90%.
When was this?
In the 1950s.
Are we in the same economic type of conditions as the 1950s?
No, we're not. But we actually had we had a corporate tax rates over like 50% all the way up until the 80s. Okay, and we
And
still
there's
had
also
those very high
post-war
numbers,
economy.
and our economy was actually booming. All this industrialization that you guys are talking about, that you guys are trying to bring back with tariffs, we had all of that while having a very, very high corporate tax
Okay,
rate.
but
Okay,
now you're
so
pivoting.
no, I'm
We're
not
pivoting.
pivoting. You said specifically this is something taught in classroom in Marxist classes, which I would, assume you don't even know what Marxism is, but was taught in classrooms in Marxist
There's
classes
the
and
pride
has
again.
never actually happened. And I was showing you that not only can it happen, it has happened in the United States, and we boomed because of it.
You're telling me that we boomed because there was a 90% corporate tax rate.
We boomed while there was a 90% corporate tax rate, 100%.
I would love to hear what the next caller would have to say about that if they'd like to jump in.
I'd like to hear what
Getting
you
close
have
my
to say about
definition.
that, because you have said absolutely nothing.
I personally have never heard of a 90% corporate tax rate in America.
Sorry, I was
So you're
correct. It
telling
wasn't.
me-
It wasn't 1950s. It was 1945. Excuse me. I apologize.
Okay, so in the war. In the war.
Right after
In
the war.
Okay, basically the end of the largest war in human history.
Okay. Again, we still had above
I mean, that's
50%
not a
corporate
really
tax
good
rates all the
argument.
way up through the 80s.
Okay, show me a country right now that socialism works.
Socialism has never been implemented in a country.
No, in any country.
In any country, socialism has never existed.
You're one of those.
Awesome. Can you
Okay.
define
I
socialism
think
for
you just
me?
lost the argument. You have a good day, buddy.
Can you define socialism for me? Oh, he ran. I'm sure you guys are all going to miss him. Guys, I'm one of those that knows what words mean. Guys, I'm one of those that knows what words mean. The horrors. Sorry, that was really funny. Socialism has never existed. What's socialism? Oh, you're one of those. Run. Sorry, that's funny. Jonathan, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Says Trump is going to have the worst ratings when it's said and done with. Yes, 100% he is. They're already trending that way. I think the only ratings that are worse than his now were him before. It's crazy how he ended up back in the presidency. But thank you so much, Jonathan. I really appreciate the $5 super chat. And Joseph, drones drop bombs too if you were unaware. Yes, I am aware of that. Thank you, Joseph. I was really confused on that. But I did bring up the bomb dropping numbers. And actually, I was trying to quick calculate the numbers. Let's see, 4,000, 5,000, 5,000, 4,000. So we're at like 21,000, 30,000, 60,000, 90,000. Yeah, we'll say 130,000. Yeah, something like that. Trump was on a big freaking run on bombings until COVID hit. That was pretty crazy. All right, we're going to move on to the next caller. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. He dropped a whole hell of a lot of bombs. But yeah, his entire argument was like, Obama was president for longer, so he dropped more bombs. Like, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, how old are you?
I am 33.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, yesterday I was listening to your live, and today you're saying, telling other callers to post facts and stuff. But yesterday you said Trump Jr. was a crackhead or some shit.
Oh, I don't have any proof of that. That was just my opinion.
I know. You never have proof. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I'm not saying I have proof that Trump Jr. is a crackhead, but I do have evidence. I don't have proof that Don Jr. is a crackhead, but I do have evidence. I'll say that much. Hello, how are you?
Oh, hi, can you hear me?
I can. How old are you?
I'm 20.
What year were you born?
I was born in 04/14, 2005.
Okay. Well, that was very specific. I didn't need all that, but thank you. So do you support Trump?
I'm 50-50 on it. If you don't mind me explaining, recently with the whole Epstein thing is kind of what dragged my approval of him down. Among some other things, but I would say really recently is the whole Epstein fiasco is what really gave me a more negative view of him.
So again, let me get this straight, and this is to be clear, right? God, I need to turn this light up, I think. No. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out this light over here. So let me get this straight. The guy who called Jeffrey Epstein one of his best friends, the guy who literally has like love letters with Epstein talking about, that keeping little secrets, the guy who says that, said that Epstein has a lot of things in common with him, like love of women, and he likes them young. That same guy, you're really surprised that he's not releasing the Epstein list?
Well, at the time, when he said all of that stuff, I was a bit more skeptical. I thought that, it was just Trump, being more fond of him till that all come out. But I started to kind of just really look at things in general, at least the wider, how a lot of the rich billionaire class kind of works. And that's when I started to connect the dots and, figure out like, okay, this guy is a bit of a weirdo. is very weird. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he did end up on the list, considering, how they were, wanking, swinging it around about, we're going to release the files. We're going to release the files. They're coming out. We got it right here on the desk. And then all of a sudden, nope, they don't exist. They're not here. Move on. So that's when really the signals started going off in my mind.
Yeah, man, I'm just saying those signals should have gone on a long time ago. He literally is like an adjudicated sexual assaulter. He literally brags about grabbing women, like sexual assaulting women. Like he literally brags about things like this. So, I mean, like saying that, like, sorry, like Donald Trump being on the Epstein list wouldn't even be the most surprising thing that happened to me this week. Like that's how much evidence there is that Donald Trump is like on the Epstein list, just from the things he said. Like it wouldn't even be the most surprising thing that happened to me this week. Like they would come out and I wouldn't even go like, oh, I would just be like, okay, like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, wait, the whole incident, the whole thing that happened in 2019, right? If I remember correctly, 2019, 2020.
The Epstein did or did not kill himself. Yeah, that was 2019.
that whole thing. So yeah, I just didn't really connect the dots because like at the time I was in high school and it just wasn't really something that I really paid attention to until recently.
We can forgive you for being young and dumb once, man. That's fine. Sounds like you're getting your head on straight now.
But I will say, as critical as I am of a lot of his policies, I'm more so only really a fan more so of his economic and some of his immigration policies. But it's really where it ends.
I mean, those aren't very good either, man.
Well, the way that I look at it, I mean, also, I'm relatively green in the workforce, if that makes sense. So I'm looking at it more, my immigration policies, I look at it from an economic sort of standpoint. I mean, as it is already for me, as someone who's just, only been working since I was 18, like that was 2 years ago. Shit is still mad expensive. And it's like frustrating to me when it feels like, I struggle, I look around because it's hard to find a job. You place in 1 billion applications and it feels hard that I have to struggle and find a job, but I could go to my local Walmart and, see that the illegals, they're the ones that get the jobs as easy, like pretty much handed out. And then ultimately, once they're deported, they just get replaced with more.
Okay, well, let's break that down very quickly. First of all, legal immigrants don't work at Walmart. Let's start there.
I've seen it all the time, bro.
No, you haven't. Okay, you might have seen migrants work at Walmart. Okay,
no,
sir, you do realize Walmart freaking hiring undocumented migrants would be illegal, right?
But do you think that these same corporations and the rich don't lobby to have illegal immigrants imported to work for lower wages and lower hours?
Sir, if they're imported, then they're not illegal.
They're imported, yeah.
If they're imported, they're not illegal.
On their own will.
Okay, sir. Sir. Let's take a pause here, real quick. Okay, let's take a pause. You're confusing a lot, like two different things. You're talking about migrants, and yes, migrants do come here. You're talking about documented migrants, such as asylum seekers, such as refugees, people on work visas, all sorts of reasons that migrants come here. Okay. And those people do work at jobs like Walmart and stuff like that. And they do, they do get jobs that, that pay a little bit less and all that sort of stuff. And they might be willing to work for a little less money. And that's also true. But they are legally here, right? People that are undocumented migrants, except in very certain circumstances, like in certain states where you can get like an I-10 number and stuff like that, aren't hired by corporations like Walmart, okay? Because it's illegal. It goes against U.S. labor laws, okay? But regardless of any of that, none of those migrants are taking your job. Like I highly doubt, sir, as you said, you're 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I highly doubt that if you wanted to go get a job at Walmart right now, you couldn't. That would very, very much surprise me.
I've applied at least 12 times to Walmart, and I've never been hired.
Okay, well, I don't know what's going on with that. All right, but there currently in the United States, there are just as many open jobs as there are people that need jobs. Okay, and deporting migrants is not going to make those jobs go away. Okay, not to mention the fact that Donald Trump isn't really deporting migrants at a super high rate anyway.
I'll give you that on the deportation rights. I'll give you that.
But it again, it's not helping anything, right? Like you're not going to us having a job market that is stronger and us having, immigrants in this country are two separate things. We can have both. Right? We can have immigrants in this country and have a very strong job market. We had it under the Biden administration, when under the Biden administration, we hit record lows on unemployment in this country. We had a 2.4% unemployment rate in this country, which was a record low. And we did it with unprecedented amount of documented migrants in this country. You know what I'm saying? But what I can also tell you is while Donald Trump is currently, trying to supposedly deport all these migrants, guess what?
I'm on the phone right now. Sorry about that.
You're good. While you're doing that right now, we're actually seeing manufacturing jobs in the United States go down. So he's trying to deport all these people, but jobs are still going down.
All right. But I mean, I don't know, because it's just one. It's more so. I guess maybe I'm more so coming at this from an economic frustration, if anything. But I mean, the whole thing about more jobs appearing under Biden, I don't know about that, because I've seen so many people, I swear, during the whole COVID thing, and then when the jobs started shutting down, bro, I felt like I've seen more homeless people than ever, people that lost their jobs and all that. So I don't know about the whole Biden thing about jobs being faring so well under him.
Sir, all those jobs were lost under the Trump administration. What are you talking about? All those jobs went away.
I'm looking at it from my personal observations and stuff. I mean,
sir, you can look at it from whatever point of view that you want to look at it from. That's fine. The jobs went away under the Trump administration. They were brought back under the Biden administration. Again, Donald Trump before COVID created 5 million jobs. Due to COVID, he lost 7 million jobs. By the time that Donald Trump had left office, we were negative 2 million jobs in this country.
All right.
Okay. Joe Biden created 16 million jobs.
Okay.
So all of those jobs,
All right.
where people were out of work and all that sort of stuff, that happened under Trump. And then our economy recovered under Biden. It just took time for it to recover. It didn't just Biden came in, COVID was destroying everything. Trump had shut the economy down. The whole world was going through, a horrible economic crisis. Shipping lanes were shut down. We had this new war, with with wars going on that were affecting oil prices. Inflation was really, really bad. And then as it moved on, by the time Joe Biden left office, the economy was humming. And those are due to Joe Biden's policies.
Okay.
All right. Now Donald Trump has come in and now he's reversing all of those policies. Right. So we're starting to see inflation on the rise in this last, in this last month, right? 2.7%. Right. We're starting to see manufacturing jobs go down in this country. Right. We're starting to see all these things. So these things that you're saying, you're blaming immigration for economics is not the right way to do things. If we need jobs in this country, there's ways to create jobs. All right. But just deporting the migrants is not going to help you get jobs. Okay. Plus you're 20. You in college?
No, I would have liked to have gone to Yale or Harvard for archaeology, but I just don't have the money for that.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that also. I wish that everybody in the United States had the ability to go to the colleges that they qualified for, that they were able to go to without having to go into 30 years worth of debt in order to do that. Right?
Yeah.
I completely agree with that. That is a progressive policy. That's a leftist policy.
Yeah.
But
I guess I'll also posit this. Okay, well, I'm gonna divide this into two parts because I got two more points I want to bring up. So, I don't know about me or how other I would say Trump leaning supporters of that if that's even a thing. But I'm probably, at least you're gonna meet one here. I'm in full force for taxing the fuck out of the rich, because I think it's absolutely gross that we have American veterans here in our country that are homeless, and people struggling to survive while, you know, Bezos can easily go over to Italy and have this massive, like, friggin' wedding and all that. I mean, he also runs the same country that, not same country, same company that will fire you if you even, you know, talk about starting a union. So I will
Well,
give you
Donald
on
Trump in
that.
his first term gave him a 14% tax cut and just gave him another one. Down another what,
Yeah, I mean,
7%? Sir,
yeah.
it sounds
I mean, like
like
I said,
no offense, like I'm not gonna tell you how to, you know, like think or feel or like what side you're on. But if you believe in like free or at least affordable education, and you believe in taxing the rich, you're already on my side. You just don't know it yet. I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and hang out. I think we might have a lot that we can agree with.
I more so try to take like a balanced and nuanced kind of view of things, because like way back in middle school, like around 2016, when the whole like anti-social justice warrior thing was, you know, you've seen those compilations like social justice warrior freak out. I kind of used to be one of those. It's like, oh man, you're politically correct, cringe lord. But then I kind of like grew out of that, and I mean, honestly, I'll say this: I 100% feel both sides are bad. Like, I don't think either side or politician really has our interests at heart. And this kind of segues into my other point, like the whole thing with Israel and Palestine and Iran and all that. We absolutely should not have bombed Iran. Because I mean, like one of the prime ministers of Israel since like 1996. They've been saying over and over, "Oh, they have a nuclear program. We need to bomb them. And you know, they've been saying that since '96. And they said the same thing about Iraq. They have a WMD issue. Gotta take out Saddam, even though their program ended in like 1993 because they couldn't, you know, even make a nuclear weapon.
Hey, bro.
So it's all this shit. So
That started in 1992, and I think you're more liberal than I am at this point. So you might as well just come over and hang out. It sounds like you believe in like true like leftist policies and you know like leftist ideologies, right? You just don't like being labeled a leftist, and that's fine, sir. I don't care what you're labeled. Okay, you can label yourself all you want. Not everybody on the left is a social justice warrior. Not everybody on the left is the most politically correct person on the planet, right? Not everybody on the left.
I just don't want to be lumped in with like people like Hassan Piker.
Yeah, I've heard his name a lot. I've been compared to him. I don't even know who the guy is, to be completely honest with you. Okay, but there are tons of people. There are tons of people on the left. Okay, of all different varieties. Just like there's tons of people on the right of all different varieties. Okay, you don't need to be lumped in with somebody or say that, you know, you have to, you know, be connected with somebody like, yeah, you don't need to do that, man. You can just believe in good policies that help American people and help yourself out in the process, which is what the left stands for, right? And you don't need to be like, oh, I'm going to get compared to, you know, I'm sure that not everybody on the right wants to be, you know, lumped in with Alex Jones, right? And we don't do that either, you know. So just because there's an influencer or, you know, a creator that represents one side or the other doesn't mean that, you know, that you have to be lumped in. But hey, I am going to move on to the next caller, but I do really appreciate you coming up, man. I hope you hit that subscribe button and hang out a bit. All right.
All right. Thanks, man. Shout out to all those in the chat. Remember, Israel controls America.
Had to end it with something stupid, didn't he? Sharon, thank you so much for the $45 over on PayPal. I really appreciate that. Said, I love the show. I really appreciate that, Sharon. Thank you so much. Big W's in the chat for Sharon. And Gregory, thank you so much for the $5 up on Cash App. Maybe he should blame the corporations. Yes, he should blame the corporations if they're hiring undocumented migrants, not blaming the migrants. 1,000%. Let's see if I can see if there's any super chats. Oh yeah, I did have a few. Leafy Green said, "Oh yeah, Ceiling Caves is on MAGA's brick shit house." That's funny. I like that. Thanks, Joseph. Thank you for $2 super chat. Said Trump's on the Epstein list. Why else bury it? I don't know. According to Trump, he's burying it because something with Obama or something. I'm not really sure. Carlos said, you don't understand that people voted for policies. You know what? People keep saying they voted for policies, but yet I don't see these policies. So I hear what you're saying, but I'm still waiting for these policies that people voted for. So not really sure where that's at. Jonathan, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Said COVID saved Trump. He blames everything. COVID definitely saved Trump. We would have went into a recession without COVID, and would have gotten absolutely smoked with that. So, yeah, COVID definitely saved Trump for sure. And the space bar, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said you're one of those well-informed individuals. Nopes out. That's crazy work. Anyways, you can tell us if you think oh my goodness. You can tell us if you think techocracy would be best for the U.S. in a post-Trump world, and who runs next. Do you tell us if you think a techocracy would be best in the U.S. in a post-Trump world? I can't make it past. Like, these are some questions about like 2028, and like, I'm not really. Who runs next? I assume that Gavin Newsom runs next, and I assume he probably runs against J.D. Vance. To be completely honest with you, I think maybe we end up in a. I don't know if we're gonna wait for Trump to leave to end up in a techocracy. To be completely honest with you, but do I think it's best? I don't know if I think it's best or not. I think it's just something we have to deal with going forward. I don't know if that was the answer you want, but that's kind of how I see it. But thank you for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. Jocular, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Says, I would rather see the trades and trade school pushed over free college. What does tax the rich look like? I caution sweeping and broad income-based taxes as they hurt pass-through businesses the most. I would like to see trade schools and colleges to be at minimum affordable, right? Maybe not even free, just affordable, right? I don't think that we should be putting 18-year-olds in 3 decades worth of debt. But I also understand that 4-year colleges are not the right for everybody, right? Trade school is good too. I don't think that either one should be, that we should have to pay these drastic amounts for either of them, right? But I think at minimum, they should be significantly cheaper than they already are. I don't think that you should have to fall into a certain class of people to get an education. And it says, I caution sweeping and broad income-based taxes as they hurt pass-through businesses the most. I do understand what you're saying there. I think when we talk about income-based tariffs, I think really the big thing is not that we have these, we have you see the pyramid, right, of income-based taxes where taxes go up the more that you make and stuff like that. I think right now we're not even in a place where we're there, right? Like right now we're in a place where we're not even seeing tariffs just even across the board. We're seeing people in the middle class, paying some more than some corporations. I think we need to start at fair tax. Right. I think we need to start at just fair tax, closing up loopholes and making sure that corporations are paying, the correct amount. And then, like once we have those corporate taxes in place where people or companies are paying them, then I think that we use some of that tax money to specifically benefit small businesses, right? And newer businesses, right? People that are just getting started. We make the tax incentives more favorable for them for the first year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, until they hit up to a certain account, and then they need to pay their fair share of taxes also. So I think that maybe just like a full income-based taxes is kind of an extreme that we don't need to get to yet. But I totally understand what your point is, right? Because I do hear a lot of stuff on all of these taxes have risks. They hurt people, right? They're going to hurt somebody. It's really who we're trying to hurt and making sure we target the corporations and the people that we're trying to hurt the most. Again, not sure if that answers your question or even responds directly to what you're trying to say. If I'm not, I know you're in my Discord now, so type it in there and I'll try to answer it better. I apologize. Sorry, like I told you guys, I was in the ER all morning this morning, so I'm not sure my brain is running on full speed right now. So I'm trying my best right now, so I apologize. But thank you guys so much for the support. And any question I answer poorly, put it in my Discord. I'll try to answer it better when I'm not when I'm more there. I'm surviving. I was in the ER, dude. I woke up at like 2 a.m. just puking my brains out, bro. I don't know what happened. It was really bad.
really bad.
Hello? Hello? Yeah, so I've been out of it all day. I've been out of it all day. Try to get some good sleep in and just fucking ugh.
It's insane.
We're moving on to the next guest, y'all. I'm sorry. I know you guys aren't hearing the phone ring, but we are moving on. Ryan, that is exactly what happened. Ari tried to poison me. And she did a pretty good job, too. Yeah, she did it. Hello, how are you?
Howdy, brother. How's it going?
It's going great, brother. How about yourself?
Been all right. Been all right. It's pretty hot out here this time of year.
Yeah, it is. How old are you?
46. Born
Awesome.
in 79.
Awesome. You support Trump?
Little yes, little no. Kind of was the lesser of two evils, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's just a crazy thought. I've already gone through all the evil things that Donald Trump did. Saying that Kamala Harris is anywhere near an evil scale of Donald Trump is just wild.
Well, if you want to touch on that, I mean, that poor Hispanic lady, I don't want to call her a Mexican because I don't know if she was a Mexican. She had a problem with the media being disingenuous and deceptive. And then a couple callers later, you turned around and was like, oh, Donald Trump, 34 felonies and educated sex offender. This sex offender was a...
I didn't say he was a sex offender. I said he was an adjudicated sexual assaulter.
Well, it was a civil suit, and New York literally changed the law so that this could happen.
They did not change the law so it could happen.
It's disingenuous, man.
First of all, that lady wasn't even Latino. She was Jamaican, which is fucking crazy. Second of all, okay.
Man. I mean,
yeah, well, that doesn't surprise me. Okay. Second of all, they did not.
What does that mean?
Well, yes, I guess technically Jamaica is south of the border, okay? But regardless of any of that, they did not change the laws in order for Trump to get that civil suit against him. They changed.
New York definitely changed the law,
sir. I was trying to explain it to you.
Indefinite.
I'm trying to explain it to you.
There used to be a time restriction on it, statute of limitations.
Yes, and there's still a statute of limitations when it comes to criminal cases. When it comes to civil cases, they extended the statute of limitations, not for Trump, but in order to freaking have civil suits against the Catholic Church.
Brother, you're 8 times more likely to be sexually molested by a rabbi in New York than a priest.
Regardless of any of it, it was for church leadership. That's why they extended the statute of limitations, not for Trump.
Well, then where's all the big cases coming against the church?
There's been tons of freaking huge civil cases against the church.
Oh, that's weird. The news didn't publish any of them all. They went after it was Trump.
I'm sorry. I can't control the news.
Well, I know, but you acted like, the news doesn't lie or doesn't misrepresent things.
The news lies all the time. I literally explained to that lady that was Jamaican about the fairness doctrine and how the news is allowed to lie due to the repeal of the fairness doctrine. That's what I was trying to tell her.
I know you were trying to tell her that, but then you went and repeated some of their lies, which was kind of like defeats the point. You know what I mean?
What lie?
All the lies about Trump, like, you kind of sort of left out the whole, it was a civil lawsuit. It wasn't a criminal charge.
I never called it a criminal charge.
But you said, he was adjudicated,
Yes, you were adjudicated. You were adjudicated in both criminal and civil cases.
But you worded it to imply a certain outcome, right? You didn't say, he was sued in civil court and they found judgment against him.
No, sir. It's just easier to say adjudicated.
That sounds like, even though it's honest, it doesn't sound as damning, unfortunately.
Well, sir, I just say adjudicated. Sir, I just said adjudicated because adjudicated is what a court finds. Okay, so the court found that he had sexually assaulted her. All right. That's just what
jury did. The court didn't.
Sir, a jury of his peers.
The court didn't find anything.
A jury of his peers unanimously found that he sexually assaulted E. Jean Carroll.
Well, then where's the criminal charges? Because there are no
There
statute
are
of
no
limitations
criminal
on those sexual charges.
Yes, there are. There are statute of limitations on those charges in New York for criminal cases. That was why it went to a civil court, because the statute of limitations was up for a criminal case.
But you didn't mention any of that. You know what I mean? Like, do you understand where I'm coming from? Where I say, like, you're kind of like feeding the deception by not stating the whole truth.
No, sir, I'm just running a live and I was trying to say a lot of things at one time. So instead of saying, well, Donald Trump was found in a civil case because the statute of limitations was up, to be found by a jury of his peers unanimously that he sexually assaulted E.G. and Carol in a department store dressing room. Instead of saying all of that, okay, and dragging on the entire thing of what I'm trying to say, I just say he's an adjudicated sexual assaulter because that's what he is. It's just using brief terms in order to describe the same thing.
My friend, you didn't even have to say all that. All you had to say was he was adjudicated in a civil court hearing. You know what I mean? Like,
sir, I'm sorry, whether it's a civil court hearing, okay, or a criminal court hearing,
delineation.
no, it's not, because he still sexually assaulted her. Okay, so I don't care whether it's a criminal grape or a civil grape. It's still grape to me, and I still think it's horrific.
Brother, hold on. The reason it's important to make the distinction is because the barrier for proof in a civil case is much, much lower than in a criminal case. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could take you to civil court all day and win.
No, you
just
can't.
because I'm fucking better at arguing.
No, you can't.
That doesn't make you a bad person.
No, you
just
can't.
because you lost.
First of all, it's the burden of proof, not the barrier of proof. Second of all, okay, no, you cannot just take me to civil court and win because you're better than arguing at me. You have to actually have evidence and proof in order to have that happen. And there was evidence and proof of what he did. That is why a unanimous jury said that he did it. If you're going to argue with me that he is more than likely, like he's more likely than not to have sexually assaulted her, then that still doesn't do anything better for me, dude.
I don't really care. You know, I mean, all I'm saying is the way you represented it, it kind of was like you criticized the media half-heartedly, but then did what they did. Like,
no, sir, I'm not,
when
sir,
you
at
make
all.
Claims, you
are
have,
trying
you
to
gotta have everything
sir,
stated, man.
Sir, what you're trying to do, okay, is try to make it sound like because Donald Trump could not be brought up on criminal charges, that somehow his civil case, because somehow his civil case is somehow less important. Okay? And what I am saying is that a jury of his peers found that he did this. Okay? And yes, the burden of proof is less than a criminal case, but they still found that he did this, and that's still horrific. That is just one of over 30 sexual assault allegations that Donald Trump has, most of which he settled out and paid off outside of court. Okay, not to mention that he's been on TV bragging about sexually assaulting women. He bragged about going into the dressing rooms with underage girls as security so he could see them naked. He sexualized his daughter. He sexualized a 10-year-old. Okay.
When did he brag about that? And who did he brag about? I don't recall.
Howard
something
Stern,
like that.
I believe.
Oh, fuck. Howard Stern is the most degenerate shit on this planet. Like,
well, Donald Trump was on his talk show. He didn't have to be there.
YouTube worth thing. Howard Stern was out there setting the bar as low as bars could be.
Well, obviously he had Trump on, but Trump still said it.
Hey, Trump just wants attention. I'd have to go look that up, man. I didn't know he was on there.
Yeah. That's where he also says he has sex in common with his daughter.
He what?
He said he had sex in common with his daughter.
What the hell does that even mean, brother? He had sex in common with his daughter?
Yeah, he actually, Howard Stern asked Ivanka, hey, what do you have in common with your daughter, with your dad? And Ivanka, I believe she said golf and I believe something else. I don't remember what the other thing was. It was golf and something else. And then he asked Donald Trump the exact same thing. And he was like, well, I was going to say sex, but.
That answer still doesn't make any sense to me. That's weird.
Do you have any kids?
I don't, unfortunately.
All right. Well, I have a daughter, and I will tell you right now, to say that you have sex in common with your daughter is fucking disgusting.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
I think people who have anything to do with the sexualization of minors, particularly children, not minors, but children in particular, find themselves at the long end of a short drop.
Hold on. Are you making a differentiation between between sexual assault of minors and sexual assault of children?
No. Here's the thing. Back in like the 1980s.
Bro, are you on the
most
fucking
states-
list? Is that why it's not out?
No. Good try, though. What I'm saying is, so I was actually involved as a witness in a fucking federal trial a couple months ago. And the problem was this trial was regarding matters that happened back in like 1980, where in New York State, the age of consent was like 16 and the guy in question was only 19. And they were trying to apply today's like standards. And I was like, what? First of all, like they were the same age, and more or less, and they were consenting. But also, it's different to take advantage of a child as an adult rather than to like, you came on to someone who's 2 years younger than you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I believe most states in the United States have a 2-year buffer when it comes to age of consent.
Right,
I'm pretty sure. But regardless of any of that, sir, when you have a 16-year-old, they are a child, according to the law in this country.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's
No, they always
dirty to
have
get
been.
into.
They always have been children. Just the law caught up.
No, man. Like if you look at how people used to live 100 years ago, I mean, people were tougher. People grew up younger.
No, people were
kids
just
working factories to make money for their families, man. Like
people still work in
like,
factories to take care of their families. What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
not in America, they don't.
Yes, they do.
When's the last time you went into a factory and saw an 8-year-old?
Never, and I hope I never do again. Are you advocating for 8-year-olds to? Are you advocating for 8-year-olds to be working in factories now?
No, I'm not, brother. Why are you putting words in my mouth?
Because you just said it. You said, when was the last time I walked into a fucking factory and saw an 8-year-old? Like, that's how things used to be. We should go back to it. Well, like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
No. My man, what I was saying
Are you sure you're not on the Epstein list?
I'm positive. I ain't rich enough to be on that goddamn list.
Oh, that's the only thing stopping you?
What the hell does that even mean? I don't have any sort of authority some extra national entity would want to blackmail me or control me with. So, no, I've never been in a compromising position, and I've never committed any sort of crimes like that.
Sir, 16-year-olds are children, 14-year-olds are children, 8-year-olds are children. They are to be protected by their parents, protected by our government, and protected against exploitation by adults, okay? And it seems like in the last 2 conversations that you just had, you just made specific instances where you are advocating for the exploitation of children in the United States, and that we somehow need to go back to a time in which freaking children could be exploited. This is exactly the freaking thing that made this Epstein list happen to begin with, because back in the day, we actually had children.
Fantasizing and putting words in my mouth. I never
No,
said
sir,
that.
I'm just listening to what you said, and I've been actually nice and quiet and listening to you, and honestly, I've been a little bit nicer than I probably should have been for the shit that's fucking coming out of your goddamn mouth, to be fucking frank with you, okay? But the reason why we end up in the reason why we end up when we're literally things about the Epstein list, where this is literally what we're talking about, is because back in the day, children weren't believed, women weren't believed, okay? When you listen to the stories of these girls that were like at Mar-a-Lago and being trafficked by Epstein and stuff like that, you're literally hearing that these children are being freaking manipulated and freaking used by adults. The same way that children were used by adults in factories, well, differently, but they're exploited by adults in the past. We have laws now to protect against that. You saying that because it happened in the past, it's somehow okay is very disturbing.
That's not what I said. Like, my man, like, you're taking this the whole wrong way. What I was saying was that, like, as society progressed, like we had situations in the past that were deemed acceptable. Obviously, they're not acceptable. All I was saying was that, you know what I mean? Like it's a point of consideration. I don't know why you're thinking I'm advocating for these things, because I never said that. And that's pretty rude to kind of like push that on me like I was advocating for it.
Oh, okay. I don't know how I didn't just say anything that you just said yourself.
Oh, well, you made it sound like I was advocating for them things, and I wasn't.
Because it sounds like you are.
I never said it should go back to this way. I never said that. So I don't know where you got that idea from, man. I'm sorry, but.
All right.
Also, I know you got a Google Voice number. I did send you that link to that 2024 DHS release. 10 plus million under Biden Harris, not including 2.3 million getaways. So I don't know where you got 1.7 million over
10 million
years,
what?
People at the border.
People that freaking were encountered at the border. That is not the amount of people that came into the United States. That is the number of people that were encountered by Border Patrol at the border.
No. They were
yes,
already
because
the border, my man.
Yes, sir.
They were already over the border.
Yes,
That's
and
what
then
the
they were
encounter
stopped.
is.
Yeah,
They're
they were
already in the country illegally.
Yes, they were in the fucking country. You know, if you take 1-2 steps across the United States and Border Patrol stops you, which happens with every single asylum seeker in this country who are legal immigrants here, that is an illegal border encounter. And 40% of them were deported immediately.
They're all from Mexico?
So, sir, they're not in the country.
They are. They
No,
are
they're not.
physically across the border
No, they're
in
not.
the country.
No, they're not.
They are.
No, they're not.
That's why it's an encounter.
That's why there were 685,000 people deported at the border under the Biden administration just last year.
That's it. Only 685,000. Their monthly encounter was 170,000. So that'd be like 5.5 months. So where's the other 6.5 months worth of people?
They
must
were
be
here
in
legally.
the country if they weren't turned away, right?
Yeah, they were here legally. Minus
well,
1.7
no
thousand. Minus 1.7 million.
No way they were here legally.
Yes, they were, because we had a huge freaking amount of asylum seeking in this country.
Do you know what the standard for asylum seeking is in international law?
How about U.S. law?
Well, yeah, U.S. agrees with international law. That's why it's international law.
No, U.S. has their own law, 8 U.S. Code 1158.
Well, let me go look that up and I'll read it. What do you say, 1158?
U.S. Code 1158.
Okay, so what about it?
Yes, right here. It does not say that these people were let in. In the same report that you sent me, 10.3 million encounters nationwide. This is not the amount of people. The number the number I'm talking about is the amount of undocumented immigrants in the country, not the amount of people that were encountered by Border Patrol at the southern border. Okay?
Oh, you know, there's like 50 million plus undocumented in the country, right?
No, there's 11.6 million.
Brother, I could send you
I don't need you to send me anything. Pew Research Center and Council of Immigration Studies have done multiple reports on it. It is very, very simple.
Dude, it was in the news in the 1980s that there was 11 to 12 million illegals in the country. In the 1980s, you're telling
then
me
they
that
lied
number
to you,
hasn't
because that's not correct.
It is correct. If you go look back, it's like, oh, it's like the fucking global
So I'm gonna go ahead
warming
and
thing,
show
man.
you how to critically think about the information that you just sent me, because I'm gonna show you this chat. Okay. All right. So When you click on that little link, and I'll show you guys how easy it is for people that just need to look just a little further into their sources. Okay, it says 10.3 million encounters nationwide. Okay,
Yeah, but look.
Hold
at
on.
tollways.
No, I'm not done talking. If you click on that link, it takes you to Customs and Border Patrol, okay, which gives you the encounters, and then it defines that it's U.S. Border Patrol at large and U.S. Border Patrol at entry apprehensions. So it's saying that it stopped all of these people at the border. And then right here it says at entry refers to any alien who has entered the United States without admission and has not yet reached her destination, regardless of the amount of time since entry. It is people that were stopped, detained, and apprehended at the border.
And then where'd they go?
If
they got signed up for a court date and then they got let go.
No, only if they were seeking asylum. Only if they were seeking asylum, and only if they qualified for asylum. And at that point, they were then background checked. Okay.
Well, last I checked, Mexico isn't in a war. So where'd all these asylum seekers come from?
The Northern Triangle.
Because international law
it does
only
not
lets you seek asylum
No,
in
it doesn't.
a neighboring
No,
country.
it doesn't.
It does.
All right. Where does it say that in international law?
That's literally the standard for asylum
No,
seeking.
I have
in
no.
international
I have
law.
heard you guys claim
You
this.
don't get to go halfway across the world and be like,
I am assuming.
seeking asylum.
I am assuming you guys heard this on like some Fox News bullshit or whatever. Okay.
I don't watch that bullshit.
I don't care what you watch. Wherever you're hearing your information from is bullshit, because I have heard so many of you guys say this bullshit about international law, saying that you have to seek asylum at a neighboring country. And I have done extensive research to try to find whether this claim was true or not. And it is not
Okay, so
true.
you can show me where international law says you can seek asylum anywhere?
What? Are you saying, asking me to prove you're negative?
Well, you did all this research.
You're asking,
be able to
hold on,
show
let me ask you this
where
question. You're
it says
asking me
that,
to
right?
prove you're negative. If it's a law, then you show me the law.
Wow, hold on. Let me look it up.
International law, particularly the 1951 Refugee Convention, does not explicitly state that asylum can only be sought in neighboring countries.
(1951) Refugee Convention.
Yep, just quoted
Asylum
that.
is granted in, where'd it go?
I literally just quoted that. Here, I'll put it on the screen for everyone. What does the Refugee Convention say about safe countries? Politicians and some others repeatedly say that there's a genuine refugee would claim asylum in the first safe country that he or she reaches. It is wishful thinking. It is what some in the UK would like the law to be, but we have seen that human nature does not work like that, nor does the law. There is no obligation in the Refugee Convention, neither explicit or implicit, to claim asylum in the first safe country reached by a refugee.
All right, so what asylum are all these people claiming?
Sir, how about you respond to what I just said?
You might be right. I don't know. I'm still reading.
No, I know I'm right. Okay.
Well, that's the first.
No, I know I'm right quite often.
Not as often as you think, man. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I've been watching it for like the last hour.
Well, you just thought I was wrong at this, and you don't know what you're talking about. You also don't know what a border encounter is, so you were wrong on that one. What have you actually been right about besides thinking that we should, go back to outdated freaking consent laws?
See, there you are again. Like you try to discredit people by putting words in their mouths. I never said that.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, I don't know why you try to be so disingenuous. Like I thought you wanted to have a conversation.
Because it's disgusting
like,
to me when people talk like you do. Honestly.
What? You're like a racist or something? You don't like fucking people from the South?
I live in the South, and the South is not a race.
Oh, you said you lived in Italy earlier in the stream.
I said I have lived in Italy.
Wow, you said I live in Italy.
No, I did not. And I literally live in the South.
I've been watching for like an hour and a half. You said
Well, you might have been
lived in
watching,
Italy.
but you're definitely not comprehending.
Oh, it makes two of us then, I guess. Shit. You want to drink some beers together and be stupid?
No.
All right, you don't need the beers, right? All right, cool.
No. I'll have lots of beers, just not with you.
All right.
I don't think you understand
Some
consent
sort of
very well.
racist or something.
Yeah, no, I just don't hang out with people who don't understand consent very well. But anyhow,
So what makes people who didn't build this country entitled to the shit we built in this country?
I don't know. What do you think makes white people freaking entitled to shit that they didn't build in this country?
What did you say? What makes white people entitled to shit they didn't build?
Yeah, y'all didn't build shit. Slaves built stuff. Y'all should leave.
Motherfucker, ain't no
Especially-
slaves built. None of the Capitol buildings.
especially in the South, you didn't build shit.
You go look at historical buildings across the U.S. It's all fucking white people building them buildings.
Mm.
The whole fucking slaves built everything, man. They
They
didn't.
built this country.
No,
The
they
entire
didn't.
economy of this country was freaking built up and propped by slavery. Hell, you live in the South. You tried to break away from the rest of the United States just to have slaves.
Do you know why the South tried to break away?
I really don't care to hear your opinion on it.
Corporatists and the
Goodbye.
bankers in the
Have a
North
good day.
didn't
I'm
want the
tired of
South
talking to you.
industrialize and produce cheaper
It was
goods.
because of slavery. So
it wasn't because of slavery.
It was,
brother.
Okay, I know you like
It
to change
wasn't.
your little rhetoric. Okay, in order to fucking it was because of industrialization. No, it was because you wanted fucking slaves. Okay,
No.
it's because your ancestors wanted slaves, and the North
my
did not want them
ancestors.
to have them,
My
and so
ancestors
you
never
started
owned a
an
single
entire
slave,
war so that
wrong
you
again.
could keep slaves. Okay, so you guys could be slavers. Y'all didn't build shit. Okay, so
You know,
have a
slaves
wonderful
weren't
day.
building
okay?
anything. They
All right, I'm tired of talking to you. I was really tired of talking to you after the whole freaking whatever he was talking about with children. It was very strange. Anyways, Jocular, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. Said, I blame administration bloat for the cost of college in this country. Your answer was solid. My stuff tends to call for more of long-form discussion. Yeah, that makes sense, 100%. Sodium, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. This one is for you, Boo, Corey. Sodium, are you sending me super chats because you love Corey so much? Sodium's here every day, by the way. Sodium's here every single day. Freaking wild. Anyways, y'all. I said I wasn't going to do more than 2 hours because I don't feel well. And I thought about pushing it a second. I thought about doing one more caller. But really, I should freaking quit for the day. I need to go get some rest. Make sure you guys are hitting that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you're new here. I really appreciate you guys. I need to get some rest. Like I said, I had a long night in the ER. So I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening. And I will see you guys tomorrow, all right? After some much needed rest. All right. Love you guys. Bye.